Okay, here we go. I believe we're live. You guys and girls can hear me okay? Just let me know. Anyway, look, man, we're gonna start this off laughing. We're gonna start this off laughing. Oh, first of all, let me just start off with what we actually got here. This is thank you, Hit Me Trust Temple. I appreciate that. Um, this is my post-market wrap-up Thursday, June 5th, 2025. So our illustrious, this is just almost too much. It really is, but I'm going to tell you what this literally just came out, but it's so obvious to understand what this is. What am I talking about? So, our illustrious Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he is now warning our trading partners that he's going to get tough on them. He's going to start labeling the currency manipulators. Well, maybe he should start off with the United States. No nation on the globe, on the map, anywhere, manipulates their currency more than the United States. Even our sitting beautiful president demanding a weaker dollar. That's not currency manipulation. What is that? You see, what they're setting up here is a reason to point to as the US economy is in a full blown crisis across the board. And we're going to talk more about that. So they're going to say, well, you know what? Our trading partners are manipulating their currency. That's why we're failing. Right, Mitch? Thank you. You can't make this up. Could you make that up if you try to? Imagine our beautiful man, illustrious Scott Bessent, the peddler of US debt, now saying, I am going to get tough. I'm going to start labeling the currency manipulators. Is that some kind of a threat? Really? Do you think our trading partners, they're terrified? They don't know what to do with themselves. Make it up. Make it up. You can't make it up. No one can. Okay. Now let's just sketch a few things out. Dollar, okay, still weak, getting weaker. 10-year yield climbing a little bit. That's not good. Stock market falling. It's in la la land. No business being here whatsoever. You like my little flashcards? I don't know. I'm wasting a lot of paper here. Silver doing very well today. Happy? Yes, I am. And we got this going on here with cryptocurrencies. It's just lovely, isn't it? Automotive professionals, thank you so much. You know, the whole thing is a big freak show, man. Just like Greg's hair. Greg's hair is a freak show too. Anyway, guys, listen. So we're going to talk about this. So first off, I want to hear from you. Do you think our trading partners are laughing at us, right? Our trading partners. We're going to talk about our trading partners because what's happening here, and it's not getting any coverage really. Well, you know what? Hold that thought. We're going to talk about that. But I don't think anyone really, they're laughing. Our trading partners are laughing. I'm laughing. You're laughing. Do you see Scott Bessent as a threatening man? I don't. I don't even see him as a man. And I am not referring to the fact that he's a homosexual male married to a man and has adopted children. No, 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 no. Scott Bessent is a thing. It's a creature. It's not even freaking human. Okay. Let's just go there. Now, I want to show you a real sign here about how strong our economy is because it's really great. You know that. Higher income consumers have been flooding dollar stores. They've been flooding dollar stores. Now, again, and they go on to say here, the Dollar Tree is seeing an influx of consumers making over $100,000 a year. 100,000 doesn't even put you barely in the middle class anymore. And that's what this shows you how great we're doing. It's a sure sign that we are certainly making America absolutely fantastic, wouldn't you say? Now let's talk more about this. Jobless claims jumped to an 8-month high. This is today. Isn't that just beautiful? Okay. And yesterday, I mean, you want to talk, I mean, literally, it's a eulogy, what we had, a freaking eulogy. The private sector apparently adding 37,000 jobs. This is literally the death knell for the middle class, for small businesses. It's just freaking over. Massive layoffs are coming, as you and I have been speaking about. So Procter & Gamble is set to cut thousands of jobs. Thousands of jobs. Now, let me show you why this is about to get much, much worse here. U.S. factory orders cancellation surge in April. Let me read this to you. Do you remember how we were going to bring manufacturing back here to the United States? Thank you, Tyler. And I laughed. I said, first of all, this was a tale of the highest order that a beautiful president was selling to people who really can't think. We don't even have the infrastructure. Okay, now, there's no way they can make all the promises they want. Oh, we got a promise. We got a promise. You remember all that? It was all a joke. It was all paper. It doesn't matter. There's no way that any corporation is going to build factories here in the United States, especially in light of something like this. Okay. So U.S. factory order cancellation surge. Let me read this to you. New orders for U.S. manufactured goods decreased by $22.8 billion. This decrease was led by a significant plunge in transportation equipment orders, particularly non-defense aircraft and parts, which plummeted 51.5%. Overall, are you ready for this number? Because this is a shocker. Overall, U.S. factory and manufacturing corporations, companies saw a over 41% surge in order cancellations. So the manufacturing sector, which is now officially in contraction, okay, but you're not hearing about that. 3 consecutive months of negative, there's no growth here, is a manufacturing recession. You can't make that up. Mass layoffs are going to start for manufacturing and factory orders. I can't imagine that a single person really fell for the scam that was being sold to them during the lead up to the presidential selection. But they did. Many, many did. Now, U.S. trade gap halved in April as Trump tariffs result in import plunge. Let's talk about that. So what do we got going on here? Here's the crisis. U.S. factory and manufacturing cancellations here overall up over 41%. Aircraft over 51%. It's just over. It's freaking over. Okay. Now, imports crater into the ground. Now let's move forward here because it's just going to get more beautiful for you. So we have a couple of massive things going on right now. Full-blown crisis. Now, Lions, we called this, all of it, right here on this blog. Greg, you're wrong. Greg, you're wrong. And I'm going to laugh in your face. Well, you know what? We're laughing. Okay. It's incredible that people can't think. They look to some kind of figurehead as I don't know. They walk on water. A lot of people do believe, or did at least believe, that President Trump was sent by God. I heard that hundreds and hundreds of times. All right. And I'm wrong. And they unsubscribed from here, but they all came back. All of them came back because now they see the truth that I were correct. Now, Lions, we call this, and here it comes, inflationary supply shocks. So again, let's put this together. U.S. factories order cancellations overall skyrocketing. Our factories are going to start shutting down one after the other after the other. That means thousands of people are going to be laid off here. We got imports falling through the floor, cut in half. So you think that's going to be good for, let's say, U.S. small businesses that rely on that supply chain, or you think they're going to be wiped out on the back of everything else? Input costs, like we spoke about. See, now these small businesses are going to be forced. Thank you, automotive professionals. I appreciate that. These small businesses are now going to be forced to obviously acquire things domestically somehow. Our factories are shutting down. Don't ask me how they're going to do that, or regionally at a much higher cost. How does that work? You see, none of this was laid out for you, anybody. And I can't blame a single person for believing the garbage, the nonsense, the deceptions, and the lies that came out of both freaking parties leading up to the presidential selection. You see? But let's do this. So Lions, headline, U.S. imports plunge. You just saw it. Trade wars, listen to this, because that's a deception in some ways. And I'm gonna explain this to you. So U.S. imports plunge. Now, tariffs and trade wars are being blamed, but it's bigger than that. Let's dig, you and I. You see, because we don't just read headlines, I and I dig deeper. We want to know what's actually happening. And I got it right here. Again, this is in your inbox, people. All this stuff. Well, not all of it, but this is in your inbox. And I don't know if I put anything on. A couple of other things today, but I want you to have this. So anyway, U.S. imports plunging. Why it matters. Lions. Most of you already know this, but I'm going to tell you. The U.S. consumer is 70% of U.S. GDP. Now it's government spending, and that's why we're getting this big, beautiful bill. You see what they do? It's so big. It's beautiful. Who's paying for it? You are. You were expecting cuts, weren't you? Yeah. Didn't happen, did it? Okay. I hope you guys are pushing back, because I told you, I and I here, we covered it right here. It would not stop. It would surge. Greg, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. It's all going to change as soon as President Trump gets sworn in. Yeah, it certainly did change. It got monumentally worse. I'm not putting the men down. I'm telling you what the facts are. If that's not okay with you, I don't know what to say. These are what they are. So, U.S. import plunging, why it matters. Lions, U.S. consumers, 70% of GDP. If imports dry up, and I would call cutting in half pretty much drying up, and consumer demand weakens even more so than it is, well, the entire credit-based, debt-based system starts to buckle, lock up. It's going to happen. Okay, now, by their own numbers, people, look, man, this is not me being a rocket scientist, that what I'm going to tell you, these four things I'm going to cover, this is economics 101. This is literally economics 101. So let's talk about it. Number one, consumer demand collapsing. Imports are a leading indicator. Yeah, no one's going to tell you that, are they? A leading indicator of consumer activity. Makes sense to you? Okay. If imports are plunging, it's not just a trade issue. Order cancellations, like I just showed you. But you see, you're not supposed to know about that. Okay. Americans are buying less. In fact, they're going to the dollar store, even so-called rich people. Okay. That means retailers are ordering less inventory. Does this make sense to you? Again, economics 101, people. Distributors are bracing for lower sales. Consumers are tapped out due to rising costs and maxed out credit. And of course, a dying currency. But we don't manipulate currencies here. And our Treasury Secretary, he's a tough guy. He's real. I am so afraid of our Treasury Secretary that I don't know what to do with myself. How about you? Personally, I'd like to backhand the man across the face just once. And you know what he would do? He would start crying in the corner. I guarantee it. Let's move forward here. Number two, inflationary supply shocks incoming. Does it make sense to you, before I read, that if imports just cratered by 50%, whatever it might be, and our factories just got decimated with order cancellations, does that tell you that supply shocks are coming? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Bing, bing, bing. No degree in rocket science required. Inflationary supply shocks are incoming here. If the U.S. is importing less, yes, we are. Less ain't the word, particularly from lower cost producers, China, Southeast Asia, blah, blah, blah. The replacement is more expensive domestic or regional supply, like we just discussed. That drives up prices, fueling a second wave of inflation. Second wave, third wave. It's just not going to stop. Number three, trade war blowback. Tariffs and trade restrictions were meant to protect U.S. industries. That's what we were sold, weren't we? Yeah, that's what we were sold, and a lot of people bought it. But now we are importing less raw materials and fewer goods. The ripple effect hits manufacturing output. Where's my paper? Yeah, there's the proof. Okay. Which already are in deep contraction. Again, it's official. It's official. Manufacturing sector, factory activities are in recession by their own numbers. Now, this will hit small business supply chains. Makes sense. You see, you don't need to be a rocket scientist here, people, along with tech and agricultural sectors. So what does that mean, people? Think rising food costs. It's too simple. You see, that's what I love. Let me tell you why. You see, Greg is a simple guy. Greg is not that smart. Greg is the least intelligent person here. I'm going to tell you right now. But the reason why I love economics and finance, because it's all cause and effect. It's too easy. Even a sub-moron could understand this. And I mean that. But you're not supposed to know this stuff because it's too easy for you to understand. Why do you think you don't hear any of this stuff on the mainstream media? Because it's too easy to understand. If Greg can understand it, then anyone can understand it. That's the truth. Let us move forward. Number 4, last one. Job losses and margin squeeze. Lower imports equals layoffs across the board. Transport, warehousing, ports, logistics, more. Combine this with lower retail sales and margins from gets crushed as well, and the whole thing comes apart from both ends. Now, you see how simple I just laid this out for you? This is why you will not be told any of this from CNBC, from Fox Business, from Bloomberg, or anybody, because if Greg can understand this, that means that anyone on this freaking planet, can understand it. And that's why Greg loves this, because it's too easy. It's too stupid to be stupid. But they believe that you and I are too stupid to understand anything. You see what I'm talking about here? Yes, indeed. My beautiful friends, we did it. We did it. We did it. What did we do? I don't know. You tell me. What do you guys are girls, you what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about any of this stuff here besides my crazy hairdo? Oh God, what am I gonna do with this? Anyway, so guys, look, it's too simple really to understand. We've been so literally, I don't know, we've called these things because it's too simple. Again, cause and effect. Cause and effect. And my heart goes out to all of those people that I tried to explain this to. Greg, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Greg, you're an idiot. President Trump is way smarter than you are. I don't doubt that he is, because he knows all the stuff that I just told you. That means he's a liar. That means they are all liars across the board. And Besant, I'm afraid of Besant. He's going to threaten me. He's going to threaten his trading partners because they're manipulating the currency. Come on, guys. Come on. Joe Potter, are you afraid of our illustrious Treasury Secretary? Hippie Josh Temple, how about you? Chuck, Isaac, Rob, are you afraid? Jay, how about you? Don, no? I don't think a single one of you are afraid of that thing, creature. It's not even human. It's not even human. How could you be afraid of something that's not even human? Urban Cowboy. You're on the right. Guys and girls, look, we're taking the right code. We got to take this to the next level now, though. Yes, indeed, everyone. This is a great thing that Urban Cowboy just brought up here. We're betting against the system. We're becoming our own central banks. Absolutely, that's what we're doing. We're making the right connections here. We're not understanding. We're not each other's enemies. Realizing that we're going to see more deceptions, more propaganda than we've ever seen in the history of this nation ever. But we got to take this a step further here. We're being squeezed to death from every single angle right now. We've never seen this before, ever in history. Again, what did we just find out? The US dollar, the weakest year ever in history. And what are we hearing? We need a weaker dollar. We need a weaker dollar. We need lower rates. What does it do? Again, this mechanism here is an economic wrecking machine, and they know it. And they know it. That's what makes it worse. See, economics and finance, like I just told you, Greg, if Greg can get it, and Greg ain't too smart, then anyone can get it here. But you see, you're not allowed to know these things here. Again, to have a strong economy, number one, you need a strong currency. To have a strong currency, again, because we don't have real money, it's not backed by gold or anything else, you have to have a corresponding rate of interest high enough to support the purchasing power. Again, there's just two dynamics to have a good economy. So when you hear a central banker, a president, whoever it might be, say, we need a weaker dollar, isn't that currency manipulation like Scott Besson? He's threatening our trading partners. He's threatening them. He's a real scary man. Very, very scary man. Like I said, there's no way to make this stuff up. Right, Jesse? This global cartel. It is. It's absolutely incredible. Everything is working against us. You know, it doesn't matter who they put behind the resolute desk. Does that sound familiar to you? I've only been saying, screaming from rooftops forever, that they could put a farm animal behind the resolute desk and it wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. They don't pull the strings. They're the spokesperson. They're whatever that. I even did nothing. They're slime. Okay, you understand? And they're liars and they're deceivers. Whoever they select to sit behind the resolute desk is the ultimate traitor of the United States. I told all of you, I spoke about this before the selection. I had no clue if they were going to select the cackling one or the illustrious Trump. But I told you, whoever they picked would be the greatest traitor to the United States in the history of this nation. Look who we got. I think I nailed it. Come on, man. Really? It's unbelievable. It's unfreaking believable. But that's where we're at. I don't know what to say. They're destroying us. We're being destroyed from within. And that's what I was trying to say. So now that we understand, again, imports plunge. Our own factories are done. But we're bringing back manufacturing. That's how we're going to make America, what was the term? Great again? Yeah, sure we are. Okay. Never going to happen. It's just a destruction. It's about making the central banks great. Right, Mitch? You know what I'm talking about. This is what all this is. The ECB, again, cutting rates today, lying about inflation numbers. Inflation is actually rising over there. It's not dropping. All they did was give themselves a green light. The Fed's waiting for the right time to do it, and they're going to. There's no doubt about it. They don't even have to. Right now, the Fed's in here artificially suppressing rates. I want you to think about what I'm saying. The Federal Reserve is kind of de facto right now involved in massive currency manipulation and obviously rate suppression. So why bother even cutting when it doesn't even matter because the Fed's buying it all? Who's buying all the debt? It's the Fed. Who's the number one buyer of debt around the world? It's central banks. Okay, so right there, by buying all that debt, that's massively currency purchasing power negative. Understand? You see how easy this is? Economics and finance. So what's the difference anymore? We're being destroyed from within. There's not a single policy, not one. There's not one economic policy in place right now to stop it. I want you to think about it. It's incredible. Anyway, that's kind of it, man. That's kind of it. A month and a half ago, I said 6 months from that time, we were going to be unrecognizable. Well, it's already unrecognizable. Could you only imagine what it's going to be like in another 3.5 months when the stores start to, when this shortage of goods is going to start showing up here? I'm going to tell you guys and girls, start loading up. Start loading up on non-perishables, things that are going to last you. Because these things, you remember the whole toilet paper scare? It's going to make that look like, a walk in the park. Food. Agriculture is suffering right now. What did I tell you from I don't know how long ago? They're going to get us by starving us, okay? And then, again, making basic necessities unattainable. Slaves to the system. Dependency on the system. That's what they're doing. That's where we're going. Does that sound right to you? Because people know the truth when they hear it. And if I'm saying the wrong thing, freaking let me know. Let me know. By 2030, China output. Yep, indeed. Anyway, yeah, AI is going to, that's something else. You see this poll I'm running here? Do you trust AI driving cars? Because they're coming. AI shopping, it's already here. AI banking, it's already here. Do you trust it? AI is really going to change things, and you're going to see corporate America. Well, America is a corporation here, of course. Eliminate people like on a scale you're not going to believe moving forward. And there are going to be people walking around like zombies, wondering what the heck is going on. Right, Jonathan? I appreciate it. It is. It really is, people. But look, man, I don't want us. We shouldn't come away from this feeling hopeless. We have power. You can choose to surrender, or you can choose to resist. You can choose to fight back. How do you do that? Share these videos. Get it out there. Start talking about these things. All the stuff that I put out for you. People, I put out 2, 3, sometimes more newsletters a day for you. Get it out there. Share it. Copy and paste this stuff. I don't know. Whatever you got to do. I don't know, man. It's really the truth. It's the truth. Anyway, you guys all know it. People know what it's all about. All right, I think we're gonna call it here. We've done pretty well, honestly. And I think we're kind of done. Guys and girls, I love you, man. With all I got here, everywhere. We got to reconnect to the source, people. You wanna really understand things. It'll open your eyes, man. Just that connection alone, and realize, again, that's the key to it all. And you and I here, man, we have the power to change everything. Everything. It's not the Scott Bessents or the Donald Trumps or the Elon Musk that can run this world. It's I and I. There are more of I than anyone else. Why are we not doing something about it? It's crazy. It's unfreaking believable. I don't know. I did not see Elon's tweet. What? Is it about me? I doubt it. He doesn't even know who I am. Yeah, I don't know, guys and girls. What am I going to do? What am I going to do here? What should I do with my hairdo, huh? I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. It's out of control. I refuse to cut it. I'm on a mission here. I'm rebelling. It's a rebellion. It's my own freaking thing here. Anyway, love you guys. I mean that. So we're going to regroup tomorrow. Please, if you got something out of this video, comment. Let me know. If I earned your thumbs up, I'd appreciate that too. Let me know what you think. I don't know how to say this. The economic news that we just got, the fact that imports just fell off of a cliff, they were cut in half, okay? The fact that our factory order cancellations, 41% overall, 51% for aircraft and other stuff like that. It's just done. Our factories are done. The service sector is contracting, and that's it. When that goes down, it's over here. So the United States of America is finished. Could we change this around? Could we stop this? Yes, we could. It would begin with returning us to a sound money system. And President Trump, the one that some of you still believe is going to change the world, have you woken up yet? 7 seconds. That's it. The Gold Reserve Act of 1934. And the Fed. The President of the United States has the ability under the Gold Reserve Act of 1934 to revalue gold at whatever he likes. $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 an ounce, maybe more than that, whatever he wants to. Back the currency with gold. The Fed dies in 7 seconds. It wouldn't be U.S. manufacturing dying. It would be the Federal Reserve. It wouldn't be the middle class. It wouldn't be U.S. small businesses. The entire world would look to the United States as another beacon, and they would all have no choice but to follow suit. President Trump could literally save the world in 7 seconds if he had the guts and the balls, okay, to institute the Gold Reserve Act of 1934. What would happen? Everything is about pressuring the dollar, allowing the Fed to inflate, artificially suppress rates. Adam, thank you. Are we all on the same page? Think about what I'm saying. Right now, this could change in 7 seconds. By the time it takes him to finish his signature, won't happen. In fact, it's going to get worse. And who's going to pay for it? You are. I am. It's the truth. What else can I say? What else can I say? My beautiful friends, you know what? I want to show you something real quick. Most of you know I just lost Vega. This was her little collar that was on her neck, her little tag. And this was Dolly. I lost her before Vega. And this was Prince. I lost him. And then my other guy, my other little guy, Bud Fox. I miss them all. I miss them all. Love you guys. I will see you in the morning. Greg, why don't you do? Why don't I do something? Timmy, you're asking me why don't I do something? You don't think I am doing something here? Really? Sitting here, twice a day, trying to raise awareness for people. This is not enough. What else do you want me to do, Tim? How about all right, here, Tim, here we're going to do this. Timothy, I'm going to put you in charge. Reach out to me of a campaign. Tell me what else I need to do, okay, to raise awareness, to get people to understand, to get them to take action, okay, because I can't imagine what else I could possibly do. No one wanted to get together with me on July 4th, hardly anyone. I thought we could flood the Federal Reserve on July 4th. I got, first of all, very disappointing response from other YouTubers with huge channels. Only a few were willing to back me up. Some wanted nothing to do with it. Right there, I knew we were dead. So I wanted to get together and speak out against the Federal Reserve, and I thought we could flood the streets of Washington. I can't even get people here right now to come together as one voice to punch holes in this freaking Babylon system. I can't do it. I can't do it. So what am I going to do? That's it, man. Love you all. I'll see you guys in the morning, okay? And please share this stuff. Get it. That's how you can start. Get it out there. Share this stuff. Talk about this stuff. That's it. And if Timothy over there has any grand ideas, please let me know, man. Okay? Yeah, I'm willing to do something. I'm going to put you in charge, buddy. You. You know, people do a lot of talking. Reach out to me. Tell me what to do. Let's do it. All right? See you guys and girls in the morning.